It all started after I had a stillbirth in 1975. I worked in psychiatry as a psychiatric social worker, and I worked in a therapeutic community where staff were very supportive of each other. Hospital where I had my stillbirth was one where my husband was a consultant, and I was well known to the maternity unit staff. What astounded me at the time was how no one would speak to me. Of course, in those days you weren't allowed to see your baby. Your partner wasn't brought into the room with you, so you laboured on your own. And as you gave birth, nurses leaned over you and there was a sideway pass of the baby, and by the time they straightened up, the baby was out of the room. You never saw the baby. There were no pictures taken. Your husband was told about how to register the death and that the burial would be taken care of by the hospital. He was also advised not to discuss the dead baby with you because it would upset you. No one thought about how he would be upset. And so I went home and had this terrible empty arms feeling that is very common after stillbirth. And about 6 weeks later, Belle Mooney, a journalist, published an article in the Guardian. She'd had a baby at about the same, dead baby at about the same time. And she described the same kind of feelings and reactions that I was receiving. And what that did for me was it normalized my reactions. So I wrote to the Guardian and said, me also too, and if you publish this letter, perhaps if people contact me, we can get something together to offer guidance to hospitals about how to care for us. We had 3 aims. One was to educate professionals. One was to support research to prevent future stillbirths. Our third and main aim was to offer support to newly bereaved parents. Sans as it is now blows my mind. I could never have conceived that phone calls that used to come into my house, and they were always after 6 p.m. But I could never have conceived that that would turn into this high-functioning organization, which is very effective. Anyone I speak to has heard of it.